Imagine, if you will, a town where you never have to step outside to go to work. You go to the grocery store next door. You can visit the post office, go to church, file a police report, and grab a late-night snack, all while wearing your pajamas. It sounds like a futuristic utopia, or perhaps a bizarre science fiction experiment. But this place isn't fiction. It exists right now, hidden behind an impenetrable wall of jagged ice and solid rock at the edge of the American frontier. To get here, you have to survive one of the most claustrophobic journeys on Earth. And if you don't make it out by 10:30 p.m., you are trapped, completely cut off from the rest of human civilization until morning. Welcome to Whittier, Alaska, a place where almost the entire population, nearly 300 living, breathing souls, resides entirely inside one single building. But why are they all living in this monolithic concrete tower? And what happens to the human mind when your entire world, your friends, your enemies, your boss, and your ex are just a few doors down the hall? To understand the secret of the town under one roof, we first have to find a way inside. Mother Nature did not want humans to live in Whittier. It is locked behind the towering Chugach Mountains, surrounded by glaciers and battered by winds that routinely hit 60 miles an hour. So, to get in, we have to go through the mountain. This is the Anton Anderson Memorial Tunnel. At 2.5 miles long, it is the longest highway tunnel in North America. But here's the kicker. It's only 1 lane wide, and it is shared by cars coming in, cars going out, and massive freight trains. Because it's so narrow, the direction of traffic changes every 30 minutes. You sit, you wait for the green light, and you drive over the exposed train tracks, hoping a locomotive isn't coming the other way. And you better watch the clock. At 10:30 at night, the giant steel doors on either end shut tight. If you miss that window, you are sleeping in your car. The isolation here isn't just geographical, it is strictly scheduled. When you finally emerge from the mountain, the landscape opens up into a breathtaking yet harsh frozen harbor. But your eyes are immediately drawn to it. Begich Towers, known to the locals simply as BTI, 14 stories of reinforced concrete rising out of the snow. From the outside, it looks like a forgotten relic. But step through the heavy glass doors, and you step into a bustling, self-contained ecosystem. Take a walk down the first floor, and the sheer absurdity of this existence begins to reveal itself. Need to mail a letter? The United States Post Office is right next to the elevators. Out of milk? Cozy Corner, the town's only grocery store, is just down the hall. Want to pray? There's a church in the basement, and if you break the law, you don't have far to go. The Whittier Police Department is located on the ground floor. It is an entire municipality, neatly stacked inside a single structure. Outside, the winters are brutal. Whittier receives an average of 250 inches of snow a year. The winds howl like banshees, capable of blowing the roof off a normal house. But inside, BTI, it's a balmy 70 degrees. The walls are cinder block. The corridors are painted in warm, slightly faded hues of yellow and green. It smells of 100 different dinners cooking at once. Garlic, roasting meats, baking bread. Even the children are protected from the wrath of nature. Every morning, the kids of Whittier don't wait in the freezing cold for a yellow school bus. Instead, they take an elevator down to the basement, walk through an underground bunker-like tunnel, and emerge directly into the school across the street. They can go an entire harsh winter without ever feeling the snow on their faces. But this begs a massive question. Why? Why build a 14-story high-rise in the middle of absolute nowhere? Who designed this? To find the answer, we have to look right next door, at the ghost that haunts Whittier. Just a stone's throw from the warmth of Begich Towers stands a decaying, hollowed-out behemoth, the Buckner Building. In the years following World War II, as the Cold War began to cast its long, icy shadow over the globe, The United States military needed a secret, ice-free port, a place hidden by cloud cover, impenetrable by enemy submarines, to serve as a logistics hub. They found Whittier. The military built these colossal structures under a project shrouded in secrecy. Begich Towers was originally built to house military families. The abandoned Buckner building was meant to be the largest building in Alaska, a city under one roof for thousands of soldiers. But military strategies change. The Cold War evolved. The military abandoned Whittier in the 1960s, leaving these massive concrete husks behind. Over time, civilians moved in. They took over Begich Towers, turning former army barracks into cozy condos. And ever since, they have clung to this rock, defying the elements. But human nature is a complex beast. Living under one roof with the entire population of your town forces a psychological dynamic that most of us couldn't handle. Imagine living in a town where everybody knows everything. The walls are thick, but secrets are incredibly thin. If a couple has an argument on the 5th floor, the 3rd floor knows about it by breakfast. You ride the elevator with your boss, your mechanic, and your ex-girlfriend every single day. For some, the claustrophobia is unbearable. They call it Whittier fatigue, the feeling that the walls are slowly closing in. The realization that to get away from a problem, you have to drive through a 2.5-mile mountain tunnel, assuming the doors are open. But for those who stay, they discover something beautiful. They form a bond that is almost impossible to find in the modern, sprawling suburbs of America. When the winter storms rage outside and the power flickers, they don't lock their doors. They open them. If someone is sick, a neighbor leaves soup on the doorknob. If an elder needs help, there are 300 people in the same building ready to assist. It is a vertical village, a tribe bound not by blood, but by concrete and snow. We, as a species, are endlessly fascinating. We have colonized deserts, hacked through jungles, and built cities on the edges of volcanoes. But here, in the freezing shadows of the Chugach Mountains, the people of Whittier have done something entirely unique. They haven't conquered nature. They have simply built a fortress against it, choosing to turn inward, relying entirely on one another to survive the long, dark winters. It is a bizarre, claustrophobic, incredibly fragile way of life. And yet, it works.